Okay, so first topic we're going to look at in cell biology is the different types of cells. So you've got eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells, and eukaryotic cells generally are animal and plant cells. And on the other hand, prokaryotic cells tend to be bacterial cells. So all bacteria are example of prokaryotes because they're made up of prokaryotic cells. Now let's look at the structure of a eukaryotic cell first of all. So let's split it in the middle, and on the left hand side we're going to draw our eukaryotic cell. So it's quite a simple structure. So the first thing we have is the outside of the cell, which we're going to call the cell membrane. And then within the middle of the cell, you've got this jelly-like substance which all your cell organelles hang about in. And so this is what we call the cytoplasm. And the kind of most crucial feature of the eukaryotic cell is this thing in the middle here. And this is called the nucleus. And within the nucleus, you have your DNA. Okay, so you have DNA within the nucleus or some kind of genetic material. For eukaryotic cell, that genetic material is enclosed within this capsule called the nucleus, which is somewhere in the middle of the cell. Okay, now let's look at a prokaryotic cell in comparison. So let's draw it out. And the first thing we have is kind of this double layer on the outside. So you're probably thinking, what is this? Well, this is actually the cell wall. So eukaryotic cells don't have a cell wall, but prokaryotic cells do. And on the inside of the cell wall, you have, as just like a eukaryotic cell, you do have your cell membrane. So that's all good. And then in the middle of the cell, you don't have a nucleus, you just have your DNA kind of hanging about. And this is actually a single loop of DNA. You have a single loop of DNA, and the key difference really is that it's not contained within a nucleus. It's sort of free to hang about within the cytoplasm. So we didn't label it, but actually, yeah, in a prokaryotic cell, you do also have cytoplasm still. So again, that's that jelly-like substance where all of the cell organelles can hang about in. And you do have this single loop of DNA, but also you might have smaller rings of DNA hanging around, and these are what we call plasmids. Okay, and only prokaryotic cells have these plasmids. And one other thing we need to know about prokaryotic cells is that they're much smaller than their eukaryotic cell counterparts. So this is much smaller, and we can actually say this is approximately 1 micrometer to 10 micrometers long, or the size of a prokaryotic cell. And we should know that a micrometer is 1 times 10 to the minus 6 meters. So just to have an idea generally of how big, or actually how small, a prokaryotic cell is. Okay, let's do a few questions to see what you guys can remember. So those are the questions. Feel free to pause the video and have a go for yourself. But let's go through the answers now. So question 1, what type of DNA structure is only present in prokaryotes? Whereas for the DNA structures, we've got the nucleus in the eukaryotic cells, but within the prokaryotic cells, you have the structure called plasmids. Okay, and that's not present in eukaryotic cells. The next one, question 2, what type of cell are animal and plant cells? Animal and plant cells, we said right at the beginning, are eukaryotic cells. Which type of cell has a cell membrane? Well, both of them actually have a cell membrane, so you should have put both of eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells. And which type of cell has a cell wall? So that is only prokaryotes. And how many prokaryotic cells could fit on a 10 centimeter ruler? So we said that a prokaryotic cell is 1 to 10 micrometers long. So let's take 1 micrometer as the length of a prokaryotic cell. So 1 micrometer is 1 times 10 to the minus 6 meters. And 10 centimeters is 10 times 10 to the minus 2 meters. Okay, so you should be able to convert both of those. And then we can just do 10 times 10 to the minus 2 over 1 times 10 to the minus 6 to work out how many bacterial or how many prokaryotic cells could fit on our ruler. Okay, and I'll leave that for you guys to complete in the comments below and let me know what you get as a final answer. But other than that, I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you in the next one.